black men. Like, you know.
Then what you gonna do? What you gonna share? Like, men are not like, they're
Some
not really built to handle all that
resorting
type of
to that,
temptation.
A
You
lot
can
of
probably
women are
say
doing
no 2 or 3 times. But that 4th and 5th, it gets kind of hard.
I don't think so. I think that's part of the problem. I feel like casual sex depletes your discipline, your self-discipline.
Me personally, I don't
But
have
you have to-
casual.
I
I
wanna read
don't do
something.
that.
I want to read
It's
something,
different.
y'all. Now, I'm not trying to get all biblical on y'all, but I just want to read this one little thing right here. This is what happened between Adam and Eve in the garden.
Here come the Israelite, y'all.
Whatever. And this is what Yah said to the woman. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow in thy conception. And then he said, you'll bring forth children, and thy desires shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now, you see what y'all was saying about how the women, that cannot be helped. See, that's something that the Almighty set in place, and it's going to endure till the end of time because he can't lie. So every woman on this planet, if you notice, even women that say they homosexual or gay or whatever they want to call it, even women that say they homosexual and gay, what do they have? A lot of them, children. In fact, the only ones that don't have children, the only gay women that don't have children is where that spirit is so dominant in their life, maybe where that spirit just got on them at infancy and they never had any idea of even knowing that they were female.
So you're saying that women are like naturally enticing?
What I'm saying is that part of a curse of a woman was for her to desire the man.
I thought it was she was gonna try to rule over a man and he wasn't gonna, like, that was gonna be a struggle forever.
It says quite clearly. It says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. So, you know, when you think about it and you see it, you got all these different conditions that is leading into that, plus that thing that he spoke into that spirit of that woman. It has no choice. Like you said, there are more women than men. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of different reasons for that. And here's the crazy part about it. I saw this thing on the internet today with this doctor. I can't remember his name, but he goes around the country and he talks about inappropriate relationships amongst black people. Mm-hmm. And what we don't realize is that we have the most inappropriate relationships as a result of slavery. That's real. And when you think about it, every other group of people on this planet were able to take advantage of the slave trade except for who? Us.
Except for us, yeah.
So all of these things that we're discussing and the conditions that we're having are a direct result of the slave trade, because everything was done to destroy our family unit. So all these things that were put into place is causing us to be where we are today. So we're sitting here and we're having this conversation this evening. Think about this right here. What is the one thing that we can do to make a difference?
Repair a family unit.
Self-identify.
Like what?
Well, if every woman made it their business to be a woman and every man made it his business to be a man, how much of a problem would we be in?
I mean, yes.
I think that's something that's easier said than done.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I agree, it's easier said than
Probably.
done. But check this out. No matter how hard it is, it can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done, but
it'll be years and years.
What is a woman?
Like, but, okay.
What does it mean to be a man, and then what does it mean to be a woman?
Here's the thing, though. We can't make a decision of the lives of every black individual on the planet.
I agree.
The only thing that we are in control of is our ecosystem, right?
Actually, our individual.
Exactly,
self, yeah.
our individual selves. So I feel like the biggest precaution that you can take is changing your own behavior. Yeah. But we know Ryan is 9 times out of 10 not going to just wake up and make a decision to marry his baby mama. We know Omar is not going to 9 times out of 10 just wake up and make a decision to marry his baby mama. The best that we have right now is co-parenting for a lot of these situations. So how do we change the dynamic of how women and men view relationships and being providers?
That's a great question.
I think one of the main things.
What exactly is?
Teaching
Oh, I'm sorry.
children to value themselves and be selective of who they lay down with.
But sometimes that goes left because people change. Teaching somebody to value themselves can easily put them in a detrimental state of being hubris or conceited. You know what I mean? Like, you can teach your girl to value herself, and then she grows up thinking that she's God gives to every man.
But that's a fear that actually does not exist. Okay.
It happens.
Okay. In spite of the fact that it happens, has it happened to that little girl yet? No, it hasn't.
What happened?
What she was saying about the child grow up to be conceited. See, we can't let the fear of what could happen prevent us from installing what we should into that child.
I'm not saying that it shouldn't happen. I'm saying, like, how do we do it and keep it in a state of humility as to where it's balanced? You know what I mean? Because the whole point of y'all respecting each other is that you honor yourself. I can't respect a man unless I honor who I am. So I know in my place how I'm supposed to treat that man.
Okay.
I had to learn, I'm still learning it the hard way. Sometimes I gotta learn I need to shut up. Sometimes I need to learn how to walk away as a woman. And I feel like that I was taught how a man should treat me and how I should, the place that I should sit in as a woman in a union. But I'm still learning my place. That's why I'm saying, how exactly do we do it now? If we're trying to make a balanced situation as to where we respect each other as men and women, and that men know their place as a provider, whatever the decision is between those two individuals.
I think it needs to be taught to both roles. Because I've been in situations where I've expected certain things from men, and to them that's foreign. And the only reason why I have those expectations is because the way my daddy raised me and the way my daddy brought me up. And to a lot of guys, that's foreign. They don't.
Now, when y'all say providing, what exactly are you saying? Like, once like woman and man is together,
right?
As far as providing, what do you guys consider exactly providing? Like, what's the basics, I guess I can say.
I'm going off of the dynamics of the household that we were raised in. My dad was the sole provider. Everything was taken care of by my dad, and my mom was literally a homemaker.
For a long time.
Yes, she was there when she saw us off to school. She took care of everything at home, made sure food was cooked, the house was clean. When we came home from school,
I was like 5.
When we came home from school, she was there, and that was for each and every child.
What was the dynamic? A 2-parent household.
It was a 2-parent household.
I mean, but even when it came to a point where they separated, my mama still. She was very intentional in making us see what the role of a woman was and how we should respect men. Even though she had her differences with my daddy, she was very intentional in teaching us the ways of which we should respect our father, and she pointed out the moments where she felt like he was teaching us how a woman should be treated.
Mm-hmm. So not in today's day and age, that is pretty much kind of like,
dinosaur.
Like it's not really too many parents
common,
that's
right.
When they like when my son's mother, she had our child, I told her not to work for a year. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that is almost kind of like extinct.
It
so is. As of now, what do you call just as realistic? If you were to try to co-parent now, what is the basis of providing?
I'm really kind of vexed with the fact that we're actually kind of looking at avenues how to improve co-parenting. But I think that the real problem
probably shouldn't be co-parents.
We shouldn't be co-parenting.
But we can
you shouldn't be co-parenting.
Listen, the reality is what you make it.
And there are two little.
Wait a minute. There are two little kids over there in the other room.
I was just going to get on that.
See, those two little kids right now could be taught exactly how they're supposed to act in a relationship. The little boy, he needs to understand. Look, I can't be running around putting my penises in little girls.
I tell
when
him
I get to the point,
but then you have the situation where because we're co-parenting. You're getting something from somewhere else.
Exactly.
And see, so that in itself is the problem.
He thinks that it's okay for a man to have two women.
Oh, he showed
and he's expressed that to me before. Why can't my dad have you and have his wife? Because both of y'all got kids from him.
He showed
And at one point, both of y'all was in at one point, you were in a romantic relationship with him, and she is. So he thinks that that's okay. So that's something that I have to restructure in his mind, that it's not okay for a man to have multiple children from different women.
Okay, I got to jump in on that. Now, what I'm about to say is very controversial.
Listen, I know where you're going to.
And I want everybody that ever hear what I say to hear this, because I live what I'm talking. When I go into a home, I won't give a damn how many daddies there. I'm the fucking daddy. When you get a man, he need to understand one thing. You a woman with children. He come in that home, he need to be a daddy. Because see, co-parenting, I don't have the opportunity to affect what other people think. I can only affect what I think and what in my household. Because when I say certain things ain't gonna happen within these walls, they not gonna happen.
But see, that's just like y'all said, that's not a common thing. Because
it don't matter how common it is.
Then you have some guys that are very territorial about their children.
It don't matter how common it is. Because you will take your child and take him over there with you. Because before I allow before I allow all those things that I perpetuated as a young man to continue in my life, I'll die first. Nigga, you will have to kill me. Take your child and go. Take your child and go. Because as long as your child living in this house, these are the type of rules. There are young women it's a young woman living in my house right now. And even that young woman, the same things that I said to y'all, I say to her. And the same things that I stood behind with y'all, I stand behind with her, and I'm not bending from that. It doesn't matter. Her daddy can come and say, nigga, what you can do is take your child and go, because you ain't gonna affect nothing that happens here. Because at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, I'm gonna have to stand before y'all and say, hey, this is what I did.
One thing that I do appreciate,
I totally agree with that.
But I'm just saying, I understand that we need to get to a point where co-parenting is not the casual, but the reality is there are some situations right now where that's just what it is.
Your conviction is what it is. Your conviction is what it is. Your conviction is what your life is.
So what are these young men supposed to do right now with their children?
Whatever their conviction is.
All I can do is love my son the way I'm supposed to love my son. Instill principles and values that I can instill with him while he's with me. That's what I can do. I can respect his mother. Even though we're not together, I can still show him that I respect this person, that I don't have hatred, no type of malice for this person, and show that to him. That's what I can do on my part. All I can do is play my part. I can't play her part. I can't play both positions, but I can play my part in the situation that I'm dealt with. Now, I can talk to her in regards of the things that I've been instilling in him to try to have her carry on those type of morals and principles. But I can't guarantee that she does. So that's all I can do is what I can do. I can make the attempts, I can make efforts, but that's all I can do.
Is that not co-parenting though?
That is co-parenting in a sense. But what he's saying is I shouldn't have had to put myself in a position to co-parent.
Yeah. See, my situation is a little bit different. I'm still trying to make that work. Yeah. So in my whole thing, I'm kind of trying to, find my way through God and through other things as well, just to kind of make that work in a household. So it's like, that's why I can say I understand what you're saying.
Well, it might require you to eat a lot of crow to make it work, because I'm gonna tell you,
it's hard.
Yeah. It is hard. It is hard.
As hard as it is, the alternative is co-parenting and a lack of input.
Yeah.
So, if it means